Another Death Row production. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Tyson, the next heavyweight champion of the world.
Alrighty guys, what's going on? Welcome on back. It's the Empire. I'm your host Risky. It is Tuesday, May 12th. Looking back at yesterday, we do hit on our solo bet. Our ladder play came through for us. It could have been a much better day. The damn Texas Rangers messed us up. They scratched Uvalde like 2 hours before the game even started, but you guys already know the rules. It's on to the next one. We got a full slate of baseball back here on tap today. Guys, Outlier Sportsbook, the link is down in the description. Sign up with them. The first week is free. Also, at the end of the video, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. With all of that being said, let's jump into it. Alright, first game up, we got the Los Angeles Angels in Cleveland taking on the Guardians. Ure on the mount for the Angels, Saitoconi on the mount for the Guardians. Alright, getting into this one, the Guardians won the first game of the series yesterday. Today, they're going to be seeing Ure on the mount for the Angels. This guy's looked impressive this season. 6 starts, 3.22 ERA. The 2 things I really like about him, he's working the strikeouts in his outings, and he has a high ground ball rate. The big knock on this guy, his walk rates. He's averaging 4 walks per 9 innings. He's given up at least 3 walks in all of his starts this season. Looking at the matchup here today for Ure, he's going to be seeing a Guardians team that is struggling to hit right-handed pitching. They're batting only .219. Another big thing for Ure in this game, he doesn't have bad splits versus left-handed pitching. Versus left-handed bats. Lefties are only batting .232 versus him this season. He's going to be seeing 6 lefties in this Cleveland Guardians lineup. Another big thing I like for Ure, his primary pitch is a changeup, which is topping out at 90 plus miles per hour. I can see him having success here today against this Guardians team, pitching 6-5 scoreless innings possibly. Looking at the Angels bullpen, the 3rd worst in the majors still. I can see them coming in, giving up a run. On the other side, we got Saitoconi on the mount for the Guardians. He's coming off of one of his better starts of the year against the Royals. Pitched into the 6th inning, only giving up 2 runs. Before that, though, he's been getting hit up. Looking at the matchup, though, today for him, he's going to be seeing an Angels team that's also struggling to hit right-handed pitching. When I do the matchup, though, for Saitoconi, there is a few guys that match up very well against him. Moncada, Lowe, and Soler. I could see this Angels team tagging him here today. The Guardians bullpen is in very good shape coming into this game, and they've continued to play well of late. Looking at the weather here today, it's going to be a low 60s game, so you could say it's going to be pitcher friendly, but unlike yesterday's game, there is going to be 7 to 8 mile per hour winds throughout the game, blowing from the diamond to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Guardians are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Los Angeles Angels on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Soler of the Angels for 2 total bases today. Up next, we got the Yankees in Baltimore taking on the Orioles. Will Warren on the mount for the Yankees. The left-handed pitcher Trevor Rogers on the mount for the Orioles. Alright, getting into this one, the Yankees have now lost their last 4 games. They dropped the first game yesterday out there in Baltimore. Today, they got Will Warren on the mount. He's looked sharp this season. Through his first 6 outings, 3.46 ERA, but he is coming off his worst start of the season. In Yankee Stadium against the Rangers, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 6 runs, but the start before that, he saw this Orioles team in Yankee Stadium as well. Pitched into the 7th inning, only giving up a run in that one. Looking at the matchup here today for Will Warren, he's seeing an Orioles lineup that's batting .236 this season versus right-handed pitching, only slugging .386 versus righties. When I did the overall breakdown, there is 3 guys that matched up well against him. That's Tyler O'Neill, Adley Rutschman, and Pete Alonso. I can see him coming out here today, going about 6-7 innings, giving up a run or 2, a similar start to his last one. The Yankees bullpen today, compared to yesterday's game, is in a much better place. They were able to rest a few arms. They're going to have the advantage late in this one. Trevor Rogers is on the mount for the Orioles in this game. He's just coming off of the injured list. This was a guy last season that was dominant. Close to 20 starts, he had a 1.70 ERA. This season, he has a 4.75 ERA. He's been getting hit up. He had a hard hit rate of 52% before going on the injured list. Looking at his last few outings, he gave up 3 runs to the Red Sox, 5 runs to the Guardians, 4 runs to the Diamondbacks. So he's been getting hit up this season a lot. Looking at the matchup here today for him, I do not like this spot. This Yankees team's batting .242 versus left-handed pitching, but they're slugging .418 versus lefties. I can see the Yankees putting up a bunch of runs on Trevor Rogers, getting to Orioles bullpen that's highly compromised coming into this game. I see them letting up a few runs when they come in. Looking at the weather, it's going to be about 67, 65 throughout, but there's going to be 7 to 8 mile per hour winds throughout this game, blowing from the diamond to left field, giving right-handed batters a slight advantage. Let's get to the picks. The Yankees are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, we're taking Aaron Judge today to hit a home run. Up next, we got the Nationals in Cincinnati taking on the Reds. Miles Mikolas is on the mound for the Nats. Brady Singer on the mound for the Reds. Alright, the Cincinnati Reds here back at home. They're just coming off a road trip where they looked absolutely terrible, and their last 10 games played, they're now 2-8. Looking at the matchup here today for the Reds, they're going to be seeing Miles Mikolas on the mound for the Nationals. He's looked absolutely terrible this season. ERA at 7.44. He had that outing against the Dodgers in the beginning of April where he gave up 11 runs. Then you look at his next 3 starts and you're like, all right, he settled back down, gave up 2, 3, and 2. But just look at the innings he's pitching. And that start against the Cardinals where he gave up 2 runs, he only pitched 3 innings. The start against the Mets, he gave up 3 runs, he pitched 4 innings. His last outing against the Twins, he pitched into the 6th, gave up 2 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for Mikolas, he's going to be seeing a Cincinnati Reds team that's batting .225 on the season versus right-handed pitching. But in their home games, this Reds team plays much better. On the season, they're 12-9 in their home games. They're batting .250 in those home starts. I like the Reds here today, who match up very well against Mikolas to get like 3-4 runs off of him. Mikolas going about 4 or 5 innings, turning it over to a Nationals bullpen that's been playing much better of late. Look, on the other side, we got Brady Singer on the mound. He was getting roughed up. He's looked bad to start off the season. We faded him his last 2 starts. The primary reason, it was road games for him. This is a guy dating back to last season, has terrible road splits. Back here at home, he's only made 2 home starts this year. Looking at the game against the Tigers, when he saw them, he pitched 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, and then the start against the Giants, pitched 6 innings, gave up a run in that one. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's a sinker ball pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. He's going to be seeing a Nationals team that's batting .231 versus right-handed pitching. I can see Brady Singer going about 6 innings, giving up 2 runs himself here today. On looking at the Cincinnati Reds bullpen, I want to say in the last 2 weeks, they've been one of the worst bullpens of late. In the last 8 games played, they have a .560 bullpen ERA. I can see them settling back down here today in this game. They match up well against this Nationals team. Another thing I like about the Reds bullpen, they walk a lot of guys. They don't give up a lot of home runs. Looking at the weather in this one, it's going to be a hitter-friendly game. It's going to be close to 80 throughout. Ballpark Pal has this as the 3rd best hitting weather game on the schedule. There's going to be 10 mile per hour winds blowing from the diamond to left field. Let's get to the picks. The Cincinnati Reds are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I'm playing them on the run line. The game total set at 9.5. I do like the over 9.5 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Ellie De La Cruz of the Reds to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Colorado Rockies in Pittsburgh taking on the Pirates. Michael Lorenzen on the mound for the Rockies. Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates. Alright, getting into this one, the Colorado Rockies, they were playing really good to start off, I want to say April into mid-April, but now their last 10 games played, they're just 2-8. Looking at the game here today, Michael Lorenzen's on the mound for the Rockies. He's looked absolutely terrible this season. ERA close to 7. It's at 6.92. His last outing against the Mets, pitched 5 innings, gave up 7 runs to them. The start before that against the Reds in Cincinnati, pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs to them. Looking at this matchup here today, he's going to be seeing a Pittsburgh Pirates lineup that's batting .252 versus right-handed pitching, slugging over 400. This Pirates team in their last 10 games played is batting .272 as a team. They've been killing it offensively. They're back here at home where they play much better. Looking at the matchup here today for Lorenzen, this is a guy that throws that changeup most of the time. Changeup's topping out around 86, 87 miles per hour. He has terrible splits versus lefties. This top of the Pirates order is loaded with some good left-handed bats. They crush that changeup that tops out around that same velocity. Lorenzen's throwing it. I could see this Pirates team getting 3-4 runs off of him here today. The Rockies bullpen has been playing much better this, I want to say, last 2 weeks. They have a 2.11 bullpen ERA. Looking at the other side, we got Paul Skeens on the mound for the Pirates. He's back to his Cy Young form, ERA close to 2.30 through 8 starts. Looking at the game here today, though, for Paul Skeens, he is going to see a Colorado Rockies team that's batting over 250 versus right-handed pitching. Granted, they have not seen a right-handed pitcher the caliber of Paul Skeens. This Rockies lineup strikes out the 4th most in Major League Baseball. I can see Paul Skeens working the strikeouts. He throws that really good sinker. I can see him getting some easy groundouts in this game, going about 7-8 innings, giving up a run, turning it over to a Pirates bullpen that is rested coming into it, and they've been playing very well recently. Looking at the weather here today, it's going to be close to 70 throughout, but there is going to be wind blowing from right field into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Pirates are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like them here today on the run line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Brandon Lau of the Pirates for 2 total bases. Alright, next game up, we got the Tampa Bay Rays in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. 2 left-handed starting pitchers in this one. McCallaghan on the mound for the Rays. We got Corbin on the mound for the Jays. Alright, getting into this one, this turned out to be one of my least favorite games on the schedule. We got the Tampa Bay Rays here. They won the first game of the series in Toronto yesterday. They're now 9-1 in their last 10 games played. The pitching matchup in this one, McCallaghan versus Corbin, we saw this game last week in Tampa Bay. The Rays won that one 3-0. In that game, McCallaghan looked dominant, pitched into the 6th inning, gave up no runs. Now in his last 3 starts, he's pitched past the 5th inning in all of them, giving up no runs in all 3 of those starts. Looking at the game here today, he's going to be seeing a Blue Jays team batting 226 versus left-handed pitching, 348 slug. Granted, there's going to be 6 right-handed bats in this Blue Jays lineup here today, but like I said, McCallaghan saw this team last week and pitched 6 shutout innings against them. I could see him doing something similar, if not giving up a run here today. The Tampa Bay Rays bullpen, they're in a very good spot to come into this game and shut the door on the Blue Jays bats. On the other side, we got Corbin on the mound. He's looked really good to start off the season. 3.60 ERA. He saw in his start last week against the Rays, he pitched into the 6th inning, giving up 2 runs. This is a guy that still has a projected ERA of above 5. They're projecting him to fall off the cliff eventually. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Rays team that is batting 244 versus left-handed pitching, but they're only slugging 348, so they're not really showing power. That's a good thing for Corbin because he is a ground ball pitcher, pitches for a lot of contact. I could see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run here today. The Blue Jays bullpen is in a good spot to come in and also stop the Tampa Bay Rays bats. It's up in Toronto. They're playing in the Dome. Let's get to the picks. The Rays are the betting odd favorites in this game. Looking at the odds, though, it's not nothing crazy. They have the Rays at -116. The Blue Jays are at -102. So it's like $1.20 difference right now. And I do like the Rays in this game, who are like the slight favorites on the money line. The game total set at 8. I like the under 8 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Diaz of the Rays for 2 total bases today. Alright, up next, we got the Detroit Tigers in New York taking on the Mets. Jack Flannery on the mound for Detroit. Freddie Peralta on the mound for the Mets. Alright, getting into this one here. This turned out to be my other least favorite game on the schedule. The Tigers and the Mets. We have 2 teams that are really underachieving this season. 2 teams that are really injured coming into this game. Looking at the game here today, we got Jack Flannery on the mound for Detroit. He's looked shaky this season. He had 2 really bad starts against the Reds and the Rangers, but his last outing against the Red Sox, pitched 5 innings, gave up 2 runs. One thing that's going to help Flannery, he's seeing a Mets team that is not playing well offensively for the whole season. They're batting just 225 versus right-handed pitching, slugging 345. Looking at the matchup here today for Flannery, there's only one guy I worry about. That is Juan Soto. Granted, the Mets are bringing up one of their top prospects, Ewing, but he's more of a fielder and he is like a speed guy. I don't really see that shifting anything here for the Mets. The Tigers bullpen has been playing very well of late. They're rested coming into this one. On the other side, we got Freddie Peralta on the mound for the Mets. He's coming off of 2 better starts of the season for him against the Nationals and the Rockies. His last outing against the Rockies in Colorado, he pitched 5 shutout innings. Looking at the game here today for him, he's going to see a Detroit Tigers lineup that's batting .252 versus right-handed pitching, slugging .404. Granted, one of their better bats, if not their best bat, is not in the lineup in Kerry Carpenter, but I do like a few of the guys that's going to be in here. There's a few guys that really match up well against them. Guys like Dingler and Green were the 2 guys I focused in on. The Mets bullpen, they're a middle of the pack bullpen. I could see them letting up a run or 2 when they come into this game. Looking at the weather for this game, it's going to be an evening one, 60 degrees throughout, but with 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond straight out to the outfield. Let's get to the picks. The Mets are the betting off favorites in this game, and I like the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Detroit Tigers on the money line. The game total set at 8. I do like the under 8 total runs in this one. For the player prop, I'm taking Riley Green of the Tigers for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Cubs in Atlanta taking on the Braves. Colin Ray on the mound for Chicago. Grant Holmes on the mound for Atlanta. Alright, getting into this one here. This should be a good series getting started. We got 2 of the better teams in the National League going at it. Looking at this matchup here today, they were pretty evenly matched in this game. We got 2 mediocre pitchers on the mound. Both of them come into it with ERAs above 4. Both of them have expected ERAs around 4.70. We have 2 of the better offenses in the majors. When it comes to the bullpen, I do give the Braves the bigger advantage. Looking at this game here, we got Colin Ray on the mound. He's had some really good starts this season. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing an Atlanta Braves team that's batting .270 versus right-handed pitching. When I did the breakdown, there was 2 guys that really matched up well against Ray. That's Baldwin and Olsen. I could see him going about 6 innings here today, giving up 2 runs, turning it over to a Cubs bullpen that's been playing much better in their last 8 games. In their last 8, they have a bullpen ERA of 3.97. On the other side, we got Grant Holmes on the mound. He's looked shaky to start off this season. He's been getting roughed up in his last few outings. Looking at this game here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Cubs lineup that's batting .260 versus right-handed pitching. Holmes is going to see 6 lefties in this Cubs lineup here today. He has terrible splits versus left-handed bats. I see the Cubs getting 3-4 runs off of him. Then Grant Holmes getting taken out of this game and turning it over to a Braves bullpen that, like I said, has been playing very good. They'll come in and shut down this Cubs lineup. Looking at the weather here today, it's the 3rd lowest projected weather game on the schedule. I mean, as far as hitting production goes, wind blowing from the outfield into the diamond. Let's get to the picks. The Braves are the betting odd favorites in this game, and we're playing the road dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago Cubs on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the under 9 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Ian Happ of the Cubs for 2 total bases today. Next game up, we got the Kansas City Royals in Chicago taking on the White Sox. Stephen Kolek on the mound for the Royals. Eric Fedde on the mound for the White Sox. Alright, getting into this one, we got Kolek on the mound here. He's starting for the Royals because Cole Ragans is still hurt. This is a guy that made his first start of the season last week against the Guardians, pitched 5 innings, gave up 4 runs. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a White Sox team that's batting .228 versus right-handed pitching. One thing I do like on the White Sox favor though, they play much better and hit much better in their home games. They're batting .242 in their home games this season. I can see Kolek, who pitches for a lot of contact, struggling in this game. For one, it's matter of fact, I'm wrong. It's the 2nd best hitting day on Ballpark Pal. They're projecting plus 23% home runs in this game. There is 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond straight out to the outfield. Like I said, Kolek pitches for a lot of contact, a lot of pop fly outs. I think that's going to work against him. Here today, seeing a White Sox team that's hit the 6th most home runs in Major League Baseball coming into this one. The Royals bullpen has been playing much better of late. They're still the 3rd worst bullpen in Major League Baseball, but like I said, they settled down of late. In their last 10 outings, they have a .420 bullpen ERA. On the other side, we got Eric Fedde on the mound. This is a guy that got roughed up in his last outing against the Angels. Pitched 4 innings, gave up 4 runs. He does have a hard hit ball rate that is very high. It's at 51% right now. He's going to be seeing a Kansas City Royals lineup. One thing I like for Fedde, it's only going to have 3 left-handed bats. He has very good splits versus righties. On top of that, Fedde did see this Royals team in the beginning of April, pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run in that one. I could see him having Not as good of a start. Like I said, the weather is not going to be conducive to pitcher friendly. It's going to be much hitter friendly in this one. Like I said, Eric Fetty's hard hit rate is up. I could see him giving up a home run or two, going about 5 innings, giving up 3 runs. The White Sox bullpen's in very good shape coming into this one. They've been playing very well this season. Looking at the weather, like I said, I've been saying it all the time, it's going to be a big factor in this game. Strong winds blowing out to the outfield, the second best projected game on Ballpark Pal. Let's get to the picks. The Royals are the betting odd favorites in this game, and I like the home dogs in this spot. Give me the Chicago White Sox on the money line. The game total set at 9. I do like the over 9 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Montgomery of the White Sox to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Padres in Milwaukee taking on the Brewers. Waldron on the mount for the Padres, Sprout on the mount for Milwaukee. Alright, Waldron here on the mount for the Padres. He's coming off his best start of the season against the Cubs. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 3 runs in that one. This guy has been absolutely terrible since they called him up. He is a knuckleball pitcher. He comes into this one with an ERA close to 8. Hard hit rate at 52%. He's seeing a Milwaukee Brewers team that's batting .250 versus right-handed pitching. I see Waldron giving up 3-4 runs in this one, getting taken out by the 4th inning. The Padres bullpen is in good shape coming into it. They had the day off yesterday, so they're rested. Still one of the better bullpens in the majors. On the other side, we got Sprout on the mount. He's another guy filling in this Milwaukee pitching rotation because of an injury. He's coming off of his best start of the season. Pitched 4 innings against the Cardinals, gave up no runs in that one. Sprout is supposed to be a bullpen arm. He's not a guy you're projected to go deep into games. The good thing for Sprout in this one, he's going to be seeing a Padres lineup that's only batting .221 versus right-handed pitching, slugging .360 versus righties, so they're not hitting for contact, let alone power. I can see Sprout going out there pitching 5 innings, giving up a run here today, turning it over to a Milwaukee Brewers bullpen that is, I think, very underrated in my opinion. They have a .417 ERA on the season, but in their last 12 games, this Milwaukee bullpen has a .320 bullpen ERA, so they've been playing very good of late. It's out in Milwaukee in the Dome, so no weather to interfere with anything. Let's get to the picks. The Brewers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Bryce Terang of Milwaukee for 2 total bases. Up next, we got the Diamondbacks in Texas taking on the Rangers. Zach Gallen on the mount for the D-backs. The left-handed pitcher Mackenzie Gore on the mount for the Rangers. Alright, getting into this one here, we saw Michael Soroka come out yesterday for the Diamondbacks, blank this Rangers lineup. Here today, we got Zach Gallen on the mount for the D-backs. He's been a bit streaky this season, a bit inconsistent. He's had some decent outings, some really terrible outings as well. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's seeing a Rangers team that's only batting .223 versus right-handed pitching. They're now only batting .217 in their last 8 games played. Granted, they'll have some like blow-up games where they'll put up a bunch of runs in one individual game, then they'll go cold the next 2-3. Looking at this matchup here today for Zach Gallen, I can see Zach Gallen, who's a contact pitcher, pitches for a lot of pop flyouts. In this pitcher-friendly ballpark in Texas today, that's going to help him. I can see him going about 6 innings, giving up a run. On the other side, we got Mackenzie Gore on the mount, the left-handed pitcher. He's starting to struggle in his last few outings. He started off the season looking really good. In his last 3 starts, he's given up 3 or more runs, walking 3 or more batters in all of them. Looking at this game here today for him, he's going to be seeing a Arizona Diamondbacks team that's batting .247 versus left-handed pitching. There is a bunch of bats in this Diamondbacks lineup that match up well against them. The 2 main guys, Perdomo and Marte, I could see them possibly going yard off of Gore in this game here today. Looking at the bullpen situations, I give the Rangers the advantage in the bullpen, but they are taxed coming into this one. Yesterday, because of the injury, or I guess the sickness to Eovaldi, they had to use a lot of their bullpen arms. So I don't know who's going to really be out there today for them. So they might be a bit compromised late in this one. It's going to be a Texas. It's going to be in the Dome, so no weather to really sway anything. Let's get to the picks. The Rangers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing the Road Dogs in this spot. Give me the Arizona Diamondbacks on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Marte of the D-backs to hit a home run today. Up next, we got the Mariners in Houston taking on the Astros. Brian Wu on the mound for the Mariners. Imai on the mound for the Astros. Alright, we got Brian Wu here on the mound for Seattle. He's struggling this season. He's not looked like the same pitcher from last year. This season, his walk rates are up, strikeout numbers are down. He doesn't go past the 5th inning in all of his starts. That was a thing dating back to last year with him, but he is giving up 2 or more runs in all of his outings, so that is terrible that he's not going deep into games and at least giving up 2 runs in all of his starts. Looking at the matchup here today for Brian Wu, he's going to be seeing a Houston Astros team that's batting .252 versus right-handed pitching on the season, but in their last 8 games played, they're only batting .220 with 2 home runs to go along with it. So I see Brian Wu, though, like I said, he's been struggling with his command. Hard hit rate is up this season. I can see him going about 5-6 innings, giving up a run or 2. The Mariners bullpen, the 4th best bullpen in Major League Baseball. They come into it with a .330 bullpen ERA. Imai's on the mound for Houston. He got injured, I want to say mid-April. He missed the last month. It was a shoulder injury with him. Coming back here today. Before he got injured, his hard hit rate was at 49%. Playing a Seattle team here today with 6 left-handed bats in the lineup. I see them getting a few runs off of Imai, maybe a home run or 2, turning it over to the Astros bullpen. They've been playing much better of late, but they're still the worst bullpen in Major League Baseball. It's out in Houston. It's going to be in the Dome. Let's get to the picks. The Mariners are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the run line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the over 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, we're taking Cal Raleigh to hit a home run today. Next up, we got the Cardinals in Sacramento taking on the Athletics. Palante on the mound for the Cards. Springs on the mound for the Athletics. Alright, getting into this one here, guys. This turned out to be my favorite game on the schedule today. I was telling you guys about my least favorite games. This is my favorite. For one, the Athletics are back at home, playing in the small ballpark. According to Ballpark Pal, this is the best projected hitting weather game on the schedule, plus 33% home run chance. When I was looking at the weather, we have 10-mile-per-hour winds blowing from the diamond straight out to the outfield. Looking at the game here today, we got Palante on the mound for St. Louis. He's coming off a very good matchup against the Dodgers. Granted, that Dodgers team is slumping right now. Palante in that game pitched 6 innings, gave up a run. Here today, for one, Palante has much better splits in his home games on the road. Today, he's going to be seeing an Athletics team that is batting .260 versus right-handed pitching. They've been killing it of late offensively. In their last 8 games played, they're batting .257 with 8 home runs to go along with it. So the power's starting to click for this Athletics team. I see Palante coming out here today, pitching 4 innings, giving up 4 or 5 runs, turning it over to a Cardinals bullpen that started to play much better recently, but they're still one of the worst bullpens in the majors. On the other side, we got Springs on the mound. He's off to an amazing start this season. He's back at home. He's actually played very well this season. Last season, he struggled in this ballpark. This year, he kind of got the hang for it. Looking at the matchup here today for him, he's going to be seeing a St. Louis Cardinals team that's been playing very well offensively this season. They're batting .237 versus left-handed pitching. I can see Springs coming out here today, giving up a run or 2 himself, turning it over to an Athletics bullpen that is terrible. They'll probably come and give up 3-4 runs themselves. Let's get straight to the picks here. The Athletics are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and I'm playing them on the money line. The game total set at 10. I do like the over 10 total runs. For the player prop, I'm taking Kurtz of the Athletics to hit a home run today. Alright, the final game of the day, we got the Giants in Los Angeles taking on the Dodgers. Hauser on the mound for the Giants, Yamamoto on the mound for the Dodgers. Alright, getting into this game here, guys. Man, this Dodgers team continues to struggle. They lost yesterday's game 9-3. Looking at this matchup here today, for one, now I'm having to kind of cap these Dodgers like I do the Mets. Like, they're just a slumping team. Are they going to get back to their potential? I really don't know. When are they going to hit that potential? Is this the game? That's how you got to, like, grade them. You're grading them on a what if. And I hate doing that when you're capping teams in games. They're going to be seeing Hauser here today. Looking at the matchup for this Dodgers team, there's like 4 or 5 guys that really match up well against them. They should be able to get 3-4 runs off of him. In yesterday's game, the Giants bullpen was highly compromised. I said the arms that would come into the game for the Giants, the Dodgers will be able to score off of them, and they didn't. Now the Giants bullpen was able to rest a few arms. The arms that's going to be available here today for the Giants are much better. If the Dodgers didn't score off of their B team yesterday, I don't know what they're going to do here today. So I can see the Giants bullpen coming in and shutting the door on these Dodgers bats. We got Yamamoto on the mount for the Dodgers. Off to an amazing start. He's had 2 bad starts this season, but looking at the matchup here today for him, I can see Yamamoto pitching about 6-7 innings, giving up a run, having around 6 strikeouts in this one, turning it over to a Dodgers bullpen that's also been very underwhelming. And their last 10 games played, this Dodgers bullpen has an ERA of 4.80. I can see them letting up a run or two when they come into it. Out in Dodger Stadium today, it's going to be a hitter-friendly game. Let's get to the picks. The Dodgers are the betting odd favorites in this game here today, and we're playing them on the money line. The game total set at 8.5. I do like the under 8.5 total runs. For the player prop, we're taking Muncy of the Dodgers for 2 total bases today. Alrighty guys, before we get up out of here, the 4 bets we'll be placing here today ourselves. Our first bet will be our ladder play. Our Mariners on the run line came through for us yesterday. The win was $52.64. So today we'll be wagering that $52.60 on the New York Yankees on the run line. We're getting them at -106. This is our ladder play of the day. Next up, we have a 3-leg home run parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with Aaron Judge of the Yankees. We're then going to play Kyle Riley of the Mariners. And we wrap it up with Nick Kurtz of the Athletics. Next up, we have a 3-leg parlay we're playing here today. We're going to start it off with the Cincinnati Reds on the money line. We're then going to play the Chicago White Sox on the money line. And we wrap it up with the Seattle Mariners on the run line. And our final bet of the day will be another 3-leg parlay. We started off with the Los Angeles Angels on the money line. We're then going to play the Cubs Atlanta Braves game total to go under 9 total runs. And we wrap up the parlay with the Mariners Astros game total to go over 8.5 total runs. Once again, guys, before we get up out of here, I just want to send my salutes out to you all. You guys know I appreciate you all. I respect you all. It's Tuesday. We usually have some good winning days on Tuesdays. Let's keep that going. I hope we all win some money here today, and I'm going to catch you on the next one.